Travelling abroad can make being a vegetarian a little more challenging than usual. So, I'll be going from country to country, seeing what there is to eat for vegetarians and what the cultural attitudes are towards vegetarianism. For this first episode, I'm in the beautiful Croatia, looking at their take on a vegetarian cuisine. Now, there is no hiding it, Croats love their meat. In every shape, form, you name it, they munch it. But don't panic, it doesn't mean they don't appreciate some well-cooked vegetables. Fruit and vegetable markets are a massive part of Croats' daily shopping. They're always buzzing with life and passion for fresh food, a paradise for a vegetarian. If you're here in the summer, watermelons, figs and nectarines are in season and are to die for. You'll definitely be upping your fruit game from the standard gala apple and banana. Down here on the coast, there's a heavy influence of Italiano cuisine, which is kind of merged with this Slavic version of the Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, fish and fresh vegetables. Bakeries are at the heart of Croats' daily diets. And if I'm honest, you can live off the bread solely out here. My personal favourite is something called cornbread, kukuruzni kruh, and not the type you're thinking of, as it's just bread made with corn flour. Their coffee culture is taken to a whole new level. Every 2 meters there's another cafe. Cappuccino, espresso, even espresso topped with whipped cream. It's pretty common for Croatians to say they'll go for a quick coffee and end up spending 2 to 3 hours sitting in a cafe. I'll start off by giving you an example of a more snacky vegetarian meal that's pretty much available everywhere, and it's called burek. Where can you find it? Where else but a bakery? Burek is a savoury pastry, originating from Turkey, made from a zillion layers of pilo pastry, which is stuffed with what we call in Croatia fresh cheese, but the closest I would say is something like ricotta. The outside is crisp, and as you get towards the centre it's kind of soft and bouncy. Dining out in Croatian restaurants can be a little challenging as well. As I've mentioned before, they are meat lovers. And also, just as a warning, they normally think that vegetarians can eat fish, so bear that in mind when you're ordering food. Blitva krumpirom, which is directly translated to Swiss chard with boiled potatoes. So what we call Blitva krumpirom is basically a spinach type green cooked with potatoes, garlic, olive oil and parsley, usually served as a side dish. What I tend to do in restaurants is take 2 side dishes to make your meal more of a meal. Some other examples of side dishes are grilled vegetables and something called Đuveč, which is a rice-based dish made with vegetables. As I've mentioned before, there's a heavy Italian influence down here. So on pretty much every menu you'll find pizzas and some vegetarian pasta and salady dishes too. The ultimate staple condiment here is something called Ajvar, which is made from roast peppers. I tend to plop it on pretty much everything I eat, or just let it shine and eat it by itself. And now we come to the sweeter side of things, and as there are just too many to talk about, I'll just name a few which are absolute classics and are delicious. Krempita, a square slice of a thicker and creamier version of custard, sandwiched between 2 layers of crisp crumbly pastry. Oh, and with a layer of whipped cream. Fritule, originally a festive delight, these mini fried balls of donut-like pastry covered in all sorts of toppings are another absolute classic. Chocolate, jam or just sugar and cinnamon, you name it. So that's Croatia's vegetarian cuisine. Next time I'll be seeing you in Vietnam. Dobar tek! Yeah. But then I'll be like the queen. I'm just so chill. Blah blah. And why can't I do this? I'm just not talented enough.